Plum Deluxe gourmet tea brand. We moved to Shopify late last year. Wasn't a great migration, and we also did a rebrand, so we're having to go through new photography and such. So we're just getting our feet underneath us. A lot of our site traffic is Facebook ads and Google ads, about 75% mobile, 25% desktop. We actually have been experimenting a lot on Facebook with landing pages and collections, but I think we're going to start heading back to PDPs because they perform better, even though the AOV is sometimes a little bit lower. So I wanted to get feedback on PDP before we start throwing more traffic at these again. I picked this one because it's one of the best sellers. So it does have like reviews and things like that. What did I miss? What other questions?
No, I think that's great. Tell me about your landing page experience. Like, did you try listicles, shoppable, like product pages? How'd you test those? What did that look like?
Yeah, so we've tried a few different things. We have done like almost fake articles that are like top 5 flavors. So like top 5 iced tea flavors for summer, and they're just different flavors and pictures, and then they link to a PDP. We have done a listicle, like top 5 reasons, the classic top 5 reasons. Those did not perform that well. The article was maybe a little bit better. And then we've done like landing pages that are like basically a collection with a little more context, just because it's loose tea. So, we cater to like the sophisticated tea customer, but we try to educate for someone who maybe doesn't know as much about tea and wants to, or wants to get into loose tea. So those would be more like kind of a little bit of education or context before it gets to the like whatever was in the collection. So if the ad was about iced tea, and we have a lot of SKUs too, so we're always trying to narrow down what they're seeing, because it just gets it's even like if you are a customer, it's just like, wow, there's a lot to choose from. So we always try to narrow down what they're choosing from, and then if it's possible, we always try to, like on a landing page, education, context, showing highlighting flavors, but we always try to give them a variety pack option so they don't have to choose. So like, here are the 6 best iced tea flavors. Just choose this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thank you for the context too. That's great.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that with a product like this, where it is a little bit harder to differentiate, that maybe doing something like here are the top 5 flavors, or some of those more like surface level style landing pages are harder to sell. If you could, and I don't know if you've tested any of this type of angle, but if you can drill down more on like what makes this unique versus whatever you're positioning against. So like comparing this to department store tea, or department store tea to grocery store tea. I don't think anyone's buying tea at a department store. Yeah, I mean, just like what the process is for growing and harvesting and selecting, and kind of what makes it more of a specialty product, and what the result is, like why it tastes better, why the mouthfeel is different, why the experience of brewing it is better. That has worked well for a coffee client that I've had. Because at the end of the day, it seems like the grocery store tea drinkers are the grocery store tea drinkers, and the specialty drinkers are the specialty drinkers. The people who are looking at this want to know that this is a specialty product, and here's why it's high quality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So testing out that type of angle, I would do if you're going to go back to the landing pages for sure. In terms of the product page design itself, I mean, overall, this is great. I mean, you have a ton of visual content, you have a ton of education stuff down here, you have a ton of social proof, plenty of options. Maybe a little bit overwhelming down here, but we'll get there. At the top, I tend to only run one announcement bar. And the reason for that being, people tend to look at the first one and then move on. I'm imagining this secondary one getting lost. Sometimes you can get away with having a secondary one below the nav bar, so it's kind of split up between sort of offer, nav bar, and then like some additional page context. But in general, I think you'll get more understanding of what the offer is if there's only one announcement bar up here. So maybe test removing this one and kind of keep the offer one. Some minor things, like if you can get the title all on one line. This is about iPhone width, but I don't like hanging text, just like one word off the end here, so you can clean that up. Reviews, good. If you have more photos, I think that's always helpful. Even though it may not specifically matter as much for a product like this because you kind of see the tea and it is what it is, but showing, some faces, some people drinking it, people enjoying it. In general, I think having human faces on a page is always good and tends to convert better in the tests that we've done. This description, I
What
would.
do you think of videos too, like a little clip or GIF showing them how to prepare like a tea latte, or some of them have like more specific instructions.
You're saying some of the other products have that stuff up here already?
Um, Only one, I think we haven't tested it much, but
Yeah, I would test that out. I think that's great. Like visualizing the experience of like measuring the tea and brewing it and making a drink. Kind of it positions this more as like more of an experience than just here's your tea, you make it in the morning and it tastes good.
Mhm.
So I would definitely
Mhm.
test that. I love that idea. My mouse is frozen. 1 second. This is bizarre. I can't scroll. Kanika, can you try and load up this page? Because I cannot scroll any further down the product page.
I'm right there with you. Okay, here we go.
Sorry, Andy, 1 second.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, good. Ryan, do you want me to did you have more thoughts on this area or?
Yeah, just up above in the buy box. I would move that description below the sort of price add to cart section. I like to keep sort of the image and the buying info all in one context. The reason being, I mean, it matters more if you have variants that you're clicking through and the slider is rotating around, but having all of the purchasing information in one place where they see the price, see what they're buying, see the add to cart button, that tends to convert better across the board. And I said this on the last call, but I'm not huge on absolutely across the board needing the add to cart button above the fold. But if you can get it up further, just as a bonus, that's always a good thing too.
Mhm.
So I'd move that description below the add to cart section here, and you can scroll down a little bit, Kanika.
You want me to X out this thing?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that pop up. I actually like the little drawer on the bottom better than a full screen one. This section's great. Hand blended fresh, free sample. That free sample with every order, I would push that a little bit heavier above the add to cart section. You could even put like a little badge. You have the customer fave badge in the current product shot. I mean, getting a free sample, free stuff is huge. I mean, some people would test that as an individual offer. So I would make that more clear for sure.
Okay.
Job fast shipping, good. Ingredients is good. Preparation's good. That caffeine scale isn't super clear to me. It says caffeine scale is 1 to 4. If you could design that in such a way where it's super clear, like this tea is level 1 or level 3, or level 4, which as I'm looking at it, it's probably level 4, I'm imagining, but maybe one of the cups is, sort of like an outline or something else, some indicator that you know exactly what level the product is that you're buying. If you click into a few of these accordions,
add the milligrams too for people who know that for themselves.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, good. That product description looks like a duplicate. You might even just be able to delete it from up above and kind of open this first accordion by default. Sometimes we'll do that too.
Yeah, we've kind of gotten back and forth. When we migrated, some of the descriptions were too long to fit in that little smaller section above. So we've been trying to right size so that they always fit, because that top one is smaller. This bottom one you can go as long as you want. So
yeah, if you have like a 1 or 2 liner that could go below the product shot, just this is what it tastes like, this is where it's from, this is how much caffeine is in it. It's like find that really key information that people would want to know between each product. I think that's a good idea.
And then
Thousand happy
the
customer.
second one goes into more detail, or do you not need it at all?
Right. Right. Like the top one is just like quick hitters, and then the detailed description is below, and people can click into it if they want more information.
Got it.
Yeah, you might be able to condense this to like one really like descriptive sentence.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking is
Yeah.
the ones like kind of the romance line at the top, like
Exactly. Like
Uniqueness
Totally.
tea latte, creme brulee at Earl Grey, one of our best sellers. You'll love it.
exactly. Well, yeah, or describe it. What
And
we
then the
found with
bottom
things that are like flavors and scents make the
Yeah.
person reading it feel like they are sticking this thing on their tongue, right? So like,
Yeah, and then the
you know,
second one is maybe a little more tactical on
there you go.
what's going into it. Got it.
100%. Is there that 1,000 happy customers? Should there be reviews under there and it's just not loading?
What if you hit the arrow by the reviews?
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, that looks like a bug.
Oh, yeah, definitely have that open by default. Definitely don't hide your social proof and get that. Especially, I mean, I think once you get close to 100 reviews, that starts to get really compelling too, given how high the rating is.
Okay.
Scroll down.
Maybe you just delete this and open this. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, this is a section you want to talk about, right, Ryan?
Yeah, more from black teas. As a recommended product section, I would choose one or the other with these recommended product sections. It's a little overwhelming right now, particularly if you're either trying to recommend like other black teas, other like teas of a similar type within context. Probably just keep that one as opposed to the you may also like, which feels a little bit more generic. So just show one of those. I'm imagining that the first one gets far more engagement than the bottom one anyways. And these are all links to other collections, right?
Yes. Yeah, and those are site-wide. Those are not specific to the page.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put like a CTA button in there, make it a little more clear that they're clickable. They do just look like images right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like I was gonna say I might be the dummy here, but like I'm not totally sure what happens if I click these or like what to expect. So just making it more clear to Ryan's point would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, you're definitely
Add a
not the
CTA
dummy.
button and
Yeah. I just think, you know what, I thought that there were blogs or like recipes or something.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
even just adding a headline above that section, like, you know, like
Oh,
shop
yeah.
other teas or shop, something else just to give the section a little bit of context so people know what they're getting.